Back to World Crisis Radio. Now let's attempt at least to go to Reykjavik, Iceland. We're in the middle of the big fight between gallant little Iceland and the ogres and plug uglies and bullies of the International Monetary Fund, Great Britain, and the Netherlands. The Anglo-Dutch financier clique attacking Iceland, attempting to extort $6 to $7 billion, and there's a referendum scheduled, we still think, for March. But let's go to our correspondent in Reykjavik, and that's Þórarinn Einarsson, who's, I understand he's babysitting this afternoon, so I hope our listeners will bear with any little voices there, right, coming from the background. But Þórarinn, give us an update if you can.
Yes. Well, the good news is that in new polls, the no is up into 67%, two-thirds.
Tremendous.
Are going to say no.
And you are one of the leaders of the no bloc, right? The rejection front against all of this.
Excuse me, could you repeat?
Your website is the no bloc. Maybe you want to cite the website just for people from Iceland who may be listening.
Yeah, no, actually it's not quite up yet. But, it's almost finishing. But
okay.
I would like to remind about the other website, SaveThePeopleOfIceland.com. It has been very nice to see all the comments, supports from all around the world.
Great.
Some great comments there.
So what have we had? Have we had any significant meetings, articles, public statements, betrayals? Yeah,
well, okay, and maybe betrayals are on my mind now. It's very sad to see in Aftenposten, in a Norwegian newspaper, an article from a professor of economics, Icelandic, who's really warning us about the consequences of not paying. And it's very sad to see Icelanders abroad, speaking against our interest. And also our Prime Minister, she has embarrassed us. She was just meeting now Barroso in Brussels.
Barroso, of course, being the dictator or the top honcho at the European Commission.
Yes.
Of Portugal.
Yes, and the thing is that she did not. She didn't meet reporters after the meeting, like other heads of state usually do, except maybe dictators from Asia, as one reporter said. So she, she's very much criticized for not seeing the foreign press in generally, and it may be just because that she can hardly speak English, and she's been very much avoiding the press. I think she's just scared.
And this is Jóhanna?
Yes, Jóhanna Sigurðardóttir.
Okay. Sigurðardóttir, more or less.
Sigurðardóttir.
Okay.
And
she's the Social Democratic Prime Minister, and the content of her Social Democratic labor doctrine is pay the debt.
Yes, absolutely, and hurry up into the EU.
Pay the blackmail. Pay the extortionist.
Yeah, absolutely. That's her view. And another sad development that we get in the news now that Norway, or the government, is considering the possibility to actually pay ISAFE and give a loan to Iceland instead on a lower interest. And of course, the Icelandic government is very happy about that, possibility. It has not been, there is no, formal offers or negotiations, but this is actually seen as a possibility. It would be very sad. And still, also, we have the possibility that the referendum, of course, will be cancelled. There have been frequent meetings now. The heads of all political parties, and it didn't give any result. No results except just now. I think yesterday seems like they're reaching an agreement, but I don't know what that is about really.
All right. So as far as we know, though, the referendum is going to be, what, the 6th of March?
Yes, 6th of March. And so there is no campaign started. And the Minister of Finance has said that they are not eager to present their case until they have it more clear if they can reach a new deal in time. And so he's not so much worried about the polls that are showing 2/3 are going to say no.
It sounds like, the financier elite may try to call off the referendum completely if they're going to lose. I mean, remember in 2005 they lost on the EU expansion or the EU constitution. They lost in France, they lost in the Netherlands, then later on they lost in Ireland. Whenever there's a fair vote, they lose with these totalitarian initiatives that they have. So they might try. They could say, well, we won't make it a referendum. We'll do it as a treaty or something like this. That's what they did with the Lisbon business.
Yeah, the thing is that they could only cancel the referendum if they would reach a formal agreement with the UK and Netherlands. Mm-hmm. I mean, we all agree that we have to have this referendum. I mean, we just cannot cancel it, and without there is a real agreement inside, and that the UK and Netherlands would officially reject what is offered now.
I see. Now my suggestion would be, if you've got something of a vacuum in terms of things going on, I would try to fill that vacuum even with small forces, right? If you can make a bold show of, putting 10 or 20 people into the Parliament Square there and make a ruckus, and you probably attract some other people who are up for any demonstration at all, that, might end up, if not on the local news, it might end up on the BBC or some international media.
Yeah, I guess it would have to be a little bit, more and more unique. We have had, protest every Saturday, and it's getting thinner actually. Mm-hmm. That's because of, the general situation of the financial systems and the loans, and it's like the people are getting tired of the whole thing, and also, of course, ISAF has always been discussed. Many people are getting tired of the whole thing. And so, of course, we need to use our creativity and imagination for a breakthrough, effective breakthrough.
The other thing that occurs to me is you now have Greece, right? Greece, normally speaking, Greece would be on the verge of bankruptcy. But, of course, the tendency would be then for the European Central Bank, France, Germany, others to bail them out. But I think what Greece is going through is now this extreme austerity, right? Extreme budget cuts and, the brutal stuff. And that's going to lead then to a strike wave. And I think people could then look at Greece and say, this is what happens, chaos. If you go under the IMF, you get chaos. Quick answer.
Yes, I was hoping to see like Latvia and Greece and Iceland making a coalition.
Nice. An anti-IMF front, a little entente against the IMF. We'll see you next week, though, Roland. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Hang in there. Keep fighting.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And we'll be back in a minute.